Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube, join our cult. It's better every week, though.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing this week, apart from your lovely noises?
All right.
Like you've just been selected on the Cultaholic video game.
I'm in the twilight zone, me. So I've given up caffeine. Because I did a video yesterday and I had a really strong coffee about an hour before and I couldn't talk. I was just like, and I can't talk to begin with. So when you put that sort of caffeine rush on top of it, it's impossible to do anything. I felt like I could literally punch a hole in the wall. I was that like, how are you then? So I'm going to give up and see what happens.
It is a fine line between uncaffeinated and too much caffeine.
Yeah.
When you get it right, it's great, but when you've had too much...
Yeah. Because I'm normally a 2 coffee morning man. That gets me going.
2 coffees in the morning?
Yeah.
What, consecutively? Or like?
Yeah, one
wait a
after
bit?
the other. And that sets me up, and then I have one early afternoon, and that sees me through the day. But I'm just going to cut it out completely and see what happens.
You're going to have a bad heat.
So I'm a bit fuzzy today, not going to lie. Slept well last night, though. So
I bet. No, I don't think I don't have any caffeine past 6 p.m.
Oh, I do that anyway, yeah. It's always like no later than 2 p.m. for me, but then it's like it still carries through sometimes.
But what type of
Depends how
coffee
strong
do you have? I'm interested. Is
I'm
it
just an instant, yeah.
Oof.
Just a Nescafe instant. Just put, because I bought a mug which mixes it for you, which is now
put it on camera yet?
It's now a waste of money. No, it's on Instagram. It's on there. It's impressive though. Great purchase.
Cheeky plug to the
There was
Instagram Cultaholic.
A YouTuber, I think Russian hacker, something or other. I think he's fairly famous. But I came across him just having, I was in a bit of a wormhole, whatever you call it, on YouTube. And he was there. He was going to test out. We're going to do it already, aren't we? Offend Russia now. I'm going to test out all these different coffee drinking devices.
All right, Jack, get the big map of the world.
This was on there.
I'm done as well.
Yeah.
And I was impressed. So I got it on Amazon. It's an amazing piece of kit. That's now going to waste. So
It'd be great for us just falls asleep. I haven't had any for that. And yourself, Jack? How's your caffeine intake, Dean?
I don't really drink coffee. Don't like it. If I will have a hot beverage, I'll have a tea. 1 sugar, milk, sorted. What about you? You coffee?
Oh, I'm a coffee snob.
Ah, right, okay. Oh, you're a snob.
Yeah.
see, we do have a proper like Tory coffee machine in the office.
Don't make... No.
And it's like, I used to make it. It's just like, it goes everywhere. The ground coffee goes everywhere. It just makes a mess and it's a hassle. It's just like
Yes.
2 scoops you're with the instant. You're just in there, aren't you? And then just move on with your day. But with that one, you gotta clean the thing out and then get the scoop and then put it in and then press it down and then wash the pressy down thing and then put the thing in and twist and wait and then you gotta clean it. It's just too much hassle.
There's a lot of hassle for the best coffee you will have in your life. So,
Marginal difference. Marginal. Nescafe instant. Sponsor me now.
It does say a lot about your caffeine intake, just the previous videos where it's just like the preview pictures, you just going, 2 coffee Ross coming at you. Let's head to the news. Meltzer reportedly reporting that Rousey could leave potentially after WrestleMania.
I think this is true. Right?
The reception.
It was just a silence
Jack.
after that. I was like,
When I heard it this morning, my jaw hit the floor. I was proper shocked because like last year it was all, she signed this multi-year contract and she's sticking about and this, that and the other. And then obviously now we're a year in and she's potentially going. But reaction's been mixed online from what I've tweeted out before. Like people are saying, are you shocked by this? Why are you shocked? Because obviously they know things I don't. Somehow. But yeah.
Actually, if it's true, I think it's quite a good thing. Because Rousey's the sort of character where the longer she's booked, or the longer she can only be booked as dominant, and the longer she's booked that way, the less popular she'll get. 1 year, great times, everyone will look back on it and go, wasn't that good? And I think she'll put over someone huge at Mania, hopefully Becky, and I think it's...
Just to play devil's advocate, you could say it's been a massive waste of time.
No.
'Cause it's all been, like the Raw, especially the Raw side of things, it's all been focused on her, hasn't it?
I still think...
Now she's going, like, what's left?
She's going to turn... If they do the right thing and put Becky over her, that's going to make a massive star.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be huge.
I guess you need to jig up the rosters then, don't you?
Yeah.
Actually reacted really badly because I misheard you and thought you said Bailey.
Bailey, yeah, she puts over Bailey.
No, Becky's fine. So if it was watching it, why Maffew react like that? But it's interesting that she left UFC after 2 losses. She loses on Raw, and it's already like,
That passed me
considering
by,
leaving.
that. I didn't
Same.
realise until after I'd done my video for Raw this week. I was like, bloody hell, this has happened.
Was that her first loss?
Yeah. First loss.
I know she didn't take the pinfall, but it's a loss still, isn't it?
Good old Natalia.
Yeah. Just, my mate's undefeated streak. It hurts a bit.
Yeah, cheers.
She'll have to shave herself bald now and wash some feet with her hair.
What?
That's a quote from Ronda on Raw. Like,
She said that, and I was confused.
yeah, what?
And then
yeah.
the nice people, the nice Christians on Twitter, pointed out that that is a Bible reference.
is it?
Yes.
What a weird episode of Raw that was this week.
Why did
We'll
we
get
get
onto
so
that later
biblical?
on.
Yeah.
Because, that's what the match is going to be at Mania. Her and Becky. Biblical. And obviously, speaking of the Bible, I think they have to mention that because of the amount of references to David and Goliath they had.
Yeah.
He took the shrooms, though. He went to Plessy Woods, plucked a few out, took a few off his bonds.
Which is what Vince did before this friggin'...
Yeah.
Yeah, what a weird... But yeah, you thought David and Goliath had a film directed by M. Night Shyamalan coming out this week.
It's
Anyway, move on to the news. Sorry, skipping ahead. Crazier news. The only news that could be bumped off by some other news of Ronda Rousey. Abyss and Sanjay Dutt leaving Impact Wrestling. I literally can't visualize Abyss not being part of Impact. Heading to the WWE Performance Center.
But not to be, trainee wrestlers.
I was going to say, they're looking at that, you're like, whoa, that's a bit
There's some
harsh,
people
isn't
have latched on to that, but no, they're going to be behind-the-scenes folk with NXT.
Yeah, Abyss was production in Impact and Sanjay Dutt was on creative. But I'd love it if they were just a tag team. That would be fantastic. Abyss just launching Sanjay at people.
Abyss and Dutt, crime fighters of the sea.
Yeah, I want that to happen now.
That was in my head as soon as I saw that. But yeah, Sanjay Dutt, I'm not sure what part of Impact's production he's been a part of, but it's been way better the last few years than it used to be.
Yeah.
He seemed to be very high up because we had the old little interactions with Impact at Wrestling Media Con, and he was everywhere that day
What?
in terms of Sanjay Dutt.
I didn't see him once.
Do you not see him?
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
I finally got to see him in person because
Wait,
he
he's
was
got no hair now.
Yeah.
I might just not have clocked on that
Yes.
it was him.
He's a little bald man. I've been watching compilations of Deck from I'm a Celebrity. I think it was
Dennis
last year.
Wise.
He's just a very small man. Made me laugh countless times. That.
Deck and
So
Dennis
he's no
Wise.
longer like your reference in Impact Wrestling for slating him.
Deck and Dennis Wise are the same height, and the joke was that Deck was saying that Dennis Wise was.
I've got up against Dennis Wise.
man.
Is
Do you know?
that who's taking over the production?
No, yeah, if Dennis, Mike Ashley's. It's not Vince by Newcastle. It's Mike Ashley and all the team, all the Cockney Mafia taking WWE.
HMV, they spent the transfer budget on arseholes. 40 million.
Speechless.
Nice.
A couple of players, that.
Right.
That's what they'll do. That's what they'll do after the time off. It's like,
It's not the right podcast, though, is it?
no, it's that other one that likes us so much. Who didn't get in the Hall of Fame last week. No Undertaker match scheduled for WrestleMania.
I tell you what, though, he's fallen on his arse, not getting us on because he's getting Ian Wright on instead.
True Geordie. Ian Wright.
Could have had us. He's got Ian Wright.
Who do you ever beat?
You only get about 12,000.
Have you seen
views
that
from
video
him.
of Ian Wright from this week that was doing the rounds? Where he's got Nirvana on, smells like Teen Spirit, and he's just going for it. Singing along. It's
When
amazing.
Arsenal had just beaten Chelsea, and he's just in his car on the way home.
He's
just,
fantastic,
yeah,
Ian Wright.
like,
So is the true Geordie.
Yeah, please plug us. An Undertaker match scheduled for WrestleMania.
This is from Big Dave again. People are going, this is no news, but it's like, as we sit here in February, there's no Undertaker match at WrestleMania.
yeah.
But we
Which
didn't
is-
have
which is-
one announced until
January.
technically last year until the show itself.
Yeah. Well, it was
Or teased, whatever.
how,
I'm talking crap,
yeah,
sorry.
how far before was it teased?
It's
normally like the Raw after Royal Rumble. When
I think it was-
when we know, isn't it?
Cena got turned down and then tried to win the Rumble and Elimination Chamber and the Fastlane main event and couldn't win anything. And then he was like,
So it was
I
built for
can't
a while.
remember
Yeah.
when the Undertaker rejected him in the middle of all that. Can't remember.
So Cena versus Sullivan still on the cards. The Invisible Man. He's actually to the right of you.
Who's this, Cena or Sullivan?
can't see him.
Sullivan. Well, they're both very invisible. You're right. They're both very good at not being seen.
But yeah, I've seen a few things online this week. People saying, "Oh, they've sacked Sullivan. They've just got rid of him." Vince McMahon's unhappy with Triple H and this, that, and the other because obviously Triple H has apparently bigged him up, and he's just had an anxiety attack, which can't be helped. It's unfortunate. But yeah,
He
people
had
are
some
saying
bad
he's
mushrooms before.
Goliath doesn't take the mushrooms because then Goliath has anxiety attacks because he thinks he's bigger than he already is. That's what's happened there with Lars
That's exactly
Sullivan.
what's happening.
Lars Sullivan, I learned recently, has. Now, I don't know if it's gigantism, but it's some sort of
That's got
Thyroidish.
hormonal thing.
massive ears and hands.
And hands, yeah.
Probably penis.
Yeah, probably. We can only speculate.
Can we speculate?
Feet as well. That's all. They're all linked, aren't they? Extremities.
Well, at least he's
Hands
balanced.
and feet and
Yeah.
cock.
So he's got like one giant hand and one small foot.
Hey,
like,
Jeremy
oh.
Beadle did.
How can you explain Finn Balor? Has he got a massive cock? Or does he just stretch his pants so tight around it?
I think it's a combination of the two, isn't
Okay.
it? I think
He's just happy to see you, Jack.
it's careful alignment on Balor's part, I think. To accentuate.
I was about to accentuate the positives. But yeah, I mean,
Because some wrestlers you see definitely tuck under, some just let it fly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention who sprung to mind there, but there's definitely
no,
one.
he's
I'll have this conversation. And we can't speculate possibly on Lars Sullivan's cock. You'll have to ask somebody who was front row for Mania last year. Omega and Jericho came close to signing for Impact before AEW. How close, though?
So Meltzer said very close.
Like there. And then Cody and the Bucks burst in and super kicked everyone.
Message seen, 9:30 p.m. Omega's like,
But Jericho was on his podcast after the rally saying that he got a big offer from Impact, but he didn't take it because a bigger one came in from AEW. So there's obviously some money there for Impact to splash about. If he was like sort of thinking, "Ooh, I might take this," I might.
I feel like we're living in the more interesting of the two scenarios. I feel better about how it's panned out.
Oh, yeah.
I think AEW is the more exciting prospect.
But it would be interesting to see what will happen with obviously the mainstream appeal. I said mainstream appeal of Chris Jericho.
So was Omega just keen to go to America anyway?
That's
Even
Dave.
if AEW...
Dave's his PA.
Well, he doesn't know who I am, as you established on your video. With
Dave, we're on the podcast right now. Omega and
It's just
Jericho.
interesting that Impact would have that sort of money. I didn't think they would have that sort of money to like sort of get someone like Jericho and apparently Omega sort of kind of interested.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, wait, where are they getting their money from?
No idea.
They're on a network that most people in America can't
They own
get.
themselves, don't
Anthem.
they? Yeah. Anthem own that network or something, don't
Yeah.
What? It's Dixie, she's back.
Wait a minute.
It's MVP, the mystery investor.
5-star wrestling.
Yeah, yes.
There
Yes,
we
it
go.
is.
Probably get re-mentioned. And Aiden English joins 205 Live, ... as a commentator.
I haven't seen it. Apparently he was quite good.
He
That's what I've
wasn't
seen.
bad. He didn't offer any huge insight, but his voice stands out quite dramatically.
He sounds
from
like Kermit the
YouTube.
Frog. Hello.
It's Kenny,
Kenny
McIntosh.
But he is a good.
Rusev Day.
He is a very good talker, Aiden.
Yes, he is.
He is. Sadly, he did not sing the entire time, which I expected. They demanded. And I did think, well, he's supposed to be the cultured one. Maybe he'll reference opera and Shakespeare and things people hadn't heard of. And I realized I'm not possibly describing myself on this podcast and moved on with my life.
I think it's all right for him because I was really worried when Rusev just beat him on a SmackDown and that was the end of the feud and then we never saw him. And I was like, oh, he's going to be released soon. But he's got himself a common... I think it's good. It's nice.
Officially, he's still a SmackDown wrestler as well. They said that in their statement. He's double duty man. But you'll never wrestle again with him. We haven't seen him for months.
Told you, in case every wrestler dies, in English.
Yes.
Yeah. And other news, I went to Progress this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It was very good. Very
Nice.
nice. It was weird seeing Sid Scala. If you don't know who he is, he's the Aldi Rockstar Spud on NXT UK. And
He's the mouthpiece for Johnny Saint.
That's right.
Because I was about to say because he can't talk and I just messed up that sentence. Anyway.
That's good. See, Jack,
Yeah.
comic timing, genius.
It was an accident.
And I think they're doing a gimmick where Johnny Saint's teaching him all the stuff he knew and to, I don't know, get him a cup of tea or shiny shoes or whatever people do for money. And it showed because he was doing all the World of Sports stuff. So I was like, he can wrestle. He can wrestle really well. So I'm looking forward to that guy showing up at NXT UK.
Did he do the Lady of the Lake thing where you get in a ball and stick
He didn't
your
do
hand
that.
out?
He did
Oh.
everything else because I think everyone knows that because of Chikara and things
Yeah.
like that. But like stretching the legs.
Did he do the one thing I think when I think of Johnny Saint is when someone's got him in like a reverse chin lock and he does that with his hand or something and gets like around the other side of them.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
He didn't do that.
Nah, but he did like stuff.
Yes, he didn't do everything. Johnny
British,
Saint. That's
British stuff.
If Johnny Saint teaches him everything he knows, then there's no reason for him to work for him.
I can't wait for the blow off when he turns on him.
What when Johnny Saint turns on him?
When he gets in the ring, yeah.
Hey up, you little scally. I don't even know how
I
to say
said
accent.
2 sugars, not 1. And it was very good. Kid Like sadly got injured in the main event.
Yeah, and then everyone was a dick to him on Twitter. Not everyone, but some people were saying some very stupid stuff.
Yeah.
As in, like, oh, he should modify his style. He got clotheslined over the top row.
I think Lyko should have been like, yeah, you're right. Hang on, lads, I'm taking no bumps. New idea. Don't get any bumps, can't get injured. But yeah, when it happened, though, I'm like, oh, a Kid Lyko's injury angle.
Oh, it was like a
very
clever
good.
word.
And then it was like, Well, the show's over and he's still there. They're not filming. He's still there. He's in hospital. They're still. Good work, this.
It's really sad because I've only met him a couple of times. He's lovely, really nice lad.
I haven't met him once.
I've never seen him without his mask on, but he's a nice lad. I've seen a picture of him without his mask on. Yeah. But he's a bit like he's got a touch of the Andrades about him. So if he loses his mask, he's quite a pretty man anyway. So it's fine.
There you go.
Yeah, go.
Huge scope.
Yeah.
There we go. But how big's his cock?
Don't know. Yeah.
Next week on Cultaholic, big day, exclusive reveals.
Oh, I thought you meant Batista.
That's a new show going to start.
How big's Batista?
How big's that wrestler's dick? And then just like get pictures up and then give a critical analysis on crotch alignment and
Does he talk?
Can you see the outline?
Have you seen the South Park episode where Randy teaches everyone that the average penis size is far smaller than you think? And he's like, and then you measure the angle there, and then what do we call this? That's the yaw, like the Y-A-W. It's like...
Yeah, where do you start measuring from? Is it from here? Is it from the notcher? What's the notcher? Well, it's not your ass, it's not your dick.
It's an interesting fact, though, which I have to mention because we bring up penises. I always say this on videos when penises are mentioned.
It's going to get a mate super cut of all this dick.
Ric Flair's bends to the left.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I watched that. It's on YouTube. There's a shoot interview with Missy Hyatt.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
And she goes through all these wrestler willies. And Flair's bends to the left.
Is Thingy there? Is it the kayfabe commentaries man?
Yeah.
I find him
Sean.
impossibly seedy.
Do you?
Do you think so?
Oh, he's great, mate.
He's good at his job, but I find him grim.
I like it because he's sort
Tell
of...
me who you shagged. Come on.
We put it about like that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the gimmick
Straight
bag.
flag.
What do they call that segment? The bag where he just whaps out the syringe and goes, who you thinking of?
Yeah.
That's a bit...
And he just goes like, he gets like a little thing of pills. He goes, like that. It's like, stupid Ross from Friends.
The worst thing he ever did was he had Al Snow on and they played the audio of the Sunny porno where she farts as she finishes her... I'm trying to think of a PC way of being... But yeah, she, and Al Snow just looks at me and goes, she's a good friend of mine. Anyway, enough talking about that. That's the news.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
Now it's time for everyone's favourite segment.
Oh, yes.
The Hall of Fame.
Yes. Oh, yes. Bollocks. I forgot what... Oh, you've got them written down. It's fine. I forgot what I did last week.
Some preparations put into this podcast.
No,
these days.
we've actually started to prepare it more.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so annoyed with myself, because I felt like I'd let the team down.
It took about 8 months for me to start writing down the Hall of Fame results. And now we're over a year in, and we're starting to prepare the answers for the mailbags as well. That's the sort of dedication, professionalism is on show right here. Right
Would
now.
you like the caffeine that Ross no longer drinks?
No.
Okay. In third place last week, Hub, the Japanese
what?
meat restaurant.
No, English
No?
pub. English
is that what it was?
Their English pub chain. That did
10%.
They did sausage rolls. You know what?
I go on holiday and order chips.
It
Jack
wasn't.
Jobber.
No. Tamatonga took us there. We ate Japanese food for the most part. Carry on.
Of course he did. Sean Stasiak, aka Meat,
Wow.
14%. That's just ridiculous. I can't believe that. 14 times Sean Stasiak signed up to Patreon.
So-
And the winner by a country mile is beef.
But not just any kind of beef, it's the beef.
Look at all that.
Look at all that beef.
Look at all that meat. Well done. With gravy, I think we established last week.
Oh, you gotta have gravy. Can't have some dry beef.
No.
Unless you're one of the Barbecue Pit Boys, my new favourite YouTube channel. You seen it? It's just these hillbillies, maybe? Rednecks. Just some American fellas with big beards who cook, like, really big meat
Nice.
in a pit.
But they have it dry.
Sometimes, yeah, but they marinate it with stuff and, like, inject it with, like, some stuff that makes it tender and,
It sounds like Primate should be on it.
Oh, aye. I'd like to start a channel like that soon.
Okay.
Just to cook big bits of meat and then eat it with me pals. Great, that.
Yeah.
I'd do that, but it would just be like, then I add the hot water to the pot noodle. Then I stir it. Oh. So, you were the winner last week, Ross. You may go first.
Oh my god, I've forgotten mine as well. Oh, wow. No, Weezer. That's what I'm going for. Weezer. Because they released that album. Is it called the Teal album?
The covers of.
And it's just a complete troll.
What? No, it's
It's
not.
all the bloody meme songs.
Yeah, but it's.
Africa's
songs
on
are on
there.
it? All right.
Take On Me's on there. Paranoid's on there.
Isn't
That's a meme
is it?
song.
I know that's not a meme
Is
song,
it-
but the rest of them are.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
That's on there.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
song.
I can't wait
Tears
to
for
listen to
Fears.
it.
I listened to it. Just
Was it
there.
good?
It's on Spotify. Had a great time. It's not as hard as I thought it would be. It's quite soft and dainty. But there's my music journalism for you.
Nice.
Thank you.
But Weezer, because they're good as well, aren't they?
Well, if I was
They
watching,
were.
if I was watching this, I'd vote for that. Weezer are the best band I've seen at a festival live. They're incredible.
Weezer, the best band you've seen. Wow.
Not ever, just at a festival. You know when?
A festival, oh,
Yeah,
right.
best festival set I've seen live at Leeds 2010. They were so good live, and I've heard inconsistent reports. Apparently, they're very inconsistent, but they were really, really good. And they did a cover of Teenage Dirtbag to take the piss out of, because everyone thinks Weezer,
We does, yeah.
and he started
Oh, that's
reading
good.
the lyrics off a sheet of A4. It's good. Yeah, I thought they were fantastic. Good. Yeah, I'm going to listen to that. Have you heard the other cover of Africa that's gone down very badly?
No.
Pitbull.
Oh, he should just die.
He did a. him
He
and
ruins everything, that man.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide, when he opened the 2014 World Cup, ruined that World Cup.
He's performed at WrestleMania.
He ruined that 7 WrestleManias he did back to back.
Mr. 305.
I got shouted at during his performance at 33 because
Why?
I went up the stairs to talk to Dragon Izu, who was sat a few rows behind us, and I had like my back turned and I was stood on the stairs just like people were there going, "Can you move, man?
Someone didn't see.
Trying to watch Pitbull."
Oh, it's Pitbull and some. I can't remember who the singer is, but a woman.
They had like 10,000 dancers as well on stage, didn't they?
And they do Africa. It's for the Aquaman soundtrack.
Oh, I have heard the
It's
sample.
not. It's not a
awful.
straight
Yeah,
cover.
It's not a straight
rock.
cover.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
It's
Mr.
the
Worldwide.
new Will I Am, where he's just everywhere.
Yeah.
James Corden.
Willie's not.
Willie's not.
Willie's
Of all
not.
the people who's about Willies, Jack, come on. Go on.
I have a one.
Do you?
No, not Willie. Yeah. I have an entry for Hall of a nomination.
Oh, that's nice, yeah.
Grado's entrances circa 2015.
When they could put the music on.
Especially the one where he comes out at Goldberg. He does the
Yes,
Goldberg. I'll
Gradoberg.
do that one specifically, the Gradoberg entrance. 'Cause
Shugs. Was it Shugs
Yeah.
1 or 2? I can't remember. But
When Madonna's voice kicks in on that song,
it's seamless.
spine tingling.
Yeah.
Especially if you're there live in the crowd, you're like, oh.
And he walks back, like past from backstage through. And were you there?
Not for Shugs, now.
Oh, but were you there for the Fear and Loathing entrance where he won?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
that
it
looked
was there. I
amazing.
think we said in the
Was that
podcast,
when-
one of the
were you-
happiest
wait.
live experiences I've been to. It was
You were there
Grado
live?
winning.
Was that Henry Ball as well?
Yeah.
That show?
Galloway got sank to the ring by that fella. I forget his name. Mr. Lopan, I think his name is.
Yes.
I follow him on Twitter.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Gee, shout out.
So it wasn't
no,
Henry Ball. I made my
That happened.
entrance
Yeah, that happened
in
on
a
that show.
I don't know. I can't
Henry
remember the
Ball.
specific.
I can confirm
Yeah, I think
it
maybe,
did.
you know, Fear Nothing. Yeah,
Hello!
Yeah.
I could confirm it did.
Yes. Well, wait a minute. No. You got to be the resident ICW guy. I thought I was. Oh, no.
I like
Got a job
entrances,
now.
me. Entrances are one of my fortes in wrestling. They stick out, you know. They stick out.
I like
Especially
it.
if you're Joe Hendry,
Yeah.
who sticks out. But that'll be a later discussion on big dicks in wrestling next week on Cultaholic. Patreon money. Anyway, so yours is
Mine's
Grado's entrance.
Grado's entrance. Because
Yeah.
it resurfaced on Reddit today or last night. And everyone's in the... and some of the comments were like, how old am I now? Because there was like... The title was like... As if they were unfamiliar with Grado. And one of the comments was like,
right.
how old am I now if people don't know Grado? And then some like American put like... Oh, look how old I am. I don't know an unknown wrestler from the early 2010s. And everyone was like, that's Grado, that. You can't be saying that.
Lovely. Shout out to all the Reddit people.
Yeah.
I hate you. I'm going to go... Actually, it's good. That's actually how I got into ICW in the first place. Was you all right?
Sorry. You remember the guy that I was venting about last week, the Japanese wrestling fan who told me like that was just crap?
Which one?
No, but the one who was tweeting about
They're
me.
all there, and they all had an anime avatars, or Ishii's avatar.
I saw a tweet he did. He didn't tag me in it. I just saw it. He didn't tag me in it and put, yeah, but he's not cross though, honest. And he'd cut out a bit of the podcast where I talk about him while claiming that he's not a fan and he doesn't watch it. He's saying
It'll
that
be a never-ending cycle, this. You'll go on his Twitter this week, and this bit of the podcast will be on now.
Inoki
That's
was,
it. Building up hype for the match.
Inoki was right. I'll fight you in your mom's basement where you live and use the toilet. Right. There we
In
go.
that order.
I don't know. It was a very Sam Driver joke there. Just add on miserable crap at the end.
We should then push him down the stairs, and then set his mom on fire,
That's the Sam Driver
and then
humor.
push his mom down the same stairs.
I like Sam.
And then set the stairs on fire.
I like everybody. I don't.
Sam's got the most emo sense of humor.
An emo sense of humour, is that what that's called?
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear. I think he's editing. He's not editing this, so we're fine.
That's all right. Oh, he's editing this? Oh, this will be left.
No,
in
he's
there.
not.
Okay, great.
He's not editing this, but she's editing this.
I'm looking the other way, going, I don't know what's happening. Oh, my pick 4, Hall of Fame. Oh, it's really good, those two choices. I think just because of the quality of the matches he's had last week and this week, and the fact that I finally say his name right, Andrade. Thank you. Actual effort went into that. I think he's been very good. Amazing this week. We'll get into that later on. But because of that, my Hall of Fame pick this week is Spyro Reignited for the PlayStation 4. And, yeah, been playing it. Spyro, I like not as much as Crash as a kid, but the HD trilogy is very good.
What? You need to talk to our old friend Peter Austin, because he loves a bit of Spyro.
Does he?
Yes. But what I was going to say was...
Shout out to the Scalies.
What was the whole Andrade...
That was attempting to do a funny, swervy, jokey... But we're just a laugh riot here at Cultaholic, because as you can tell by the deafening silence, ladies and gentlemen, that was added via post.
I laughed.
I went, what?
I got it.
I got surprised.
Andre. What do you call him, Andre?
Andre 3000.
Yeah, usually. Andre the Giant. Anyway.
But
So to recap that lengthy segment, that took about 45 minutes. Chazar, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Grado's entrances, in brackets, when they can play Madonna, and not the audio copyrighted due to legal issues, and whatever Ross said.
Weezer.
Weezer's cover album.
I want Weezer to get in.
What was your favourite song on the cover album?
Paranoid. Tickle my pickle, so to speak.
I thought you were going to say, what's your favourite Weezer song? There's a lot to choose from.
Say it ain't so. I'm going there.
My Name's Jonas is a good one.
We Are All on Drugs.
I don't know that one. Which album is it from?
The one with the guy from
Hurley.
Lost.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I think it's wrong, actually. But I don't know the answer, so we'll move on. Please submit your votes to
patreon.com/Cultaholic.
Apart from the people that don't like Jack. Show a fourth option.
Then just post
your pick, or fight Jack.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Raw and SmackDown recap.
Now it's time for everyone's second favourite segment. Look at me mixing it up. The week of wrestling. Start off with Monday Night Raw, because it comes first.
I thought Raw was better than SmackDown this week.
Ooh.
What?
I thought SmackDown was marginally
I think it was a good Raw, but I mean, let's not blow smoke up your ass. Let's see if he's telling the truth or not. Finn Balor and Braun Strowman confronted Mr. McMahon and his ass. And Brock Lesnar. Mr. McMahon mentioned...
I mean, this is one of the main reasons why Raw was better than SmackDown, because McMahon's version of the Bible sounds like a right hoot.
Right.
Everyone's on shrooms. How, man? Goliath, I'll beat you up. No, you won't. Boomf. Reincarnated as Finn Balor.
You only think you're big because you're 10 foot tall, like...
I didn't understand the joke that he was telling when I first watched it. I didn't realise that he meant magic mushrooms. I thought he just meant he went around picking mushrooms. So, because he said he went out into the neighborhood.
No one knew what he meant.
No,
don't worry.
He didn't.
I got the magic mushroom bit.
No, but like,
Tripping
because
balls,
Vince
wasn't he?
said it with all the,
Gravel.
delivery of a ventriloquist doll, and it's like, he had some mushrooms, and he got up, and he thought he could win. I'm like, he did win, Vince.
Yeah, he did win.
He had a slingshot, though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you're right.
Finn-
Oh, no, Finn's going to lose a Rumble.
I forgot.
There's some 9-year-old kid
Finn
from
will
the
have a-
50s hands him a slingshot.
Finn will have a gun on Sunday and just shoot Lesnar in the head, and then he'll win.
Okay,
Everyone will
go
cheer
on.
because, yay, full-time Universal Champion.
He'll pull out whatever he's got in his tights, throw it at Brock, and
Just-
kill him.
Just imagine.
It's a musket.
He's going for the coup de grace and then just goes, whaps his kecks down.
I've had this the whole
Windmill.
time.
So Balor's going to strangle Lesnar with his cock.
Yeah, he's going to strike the ref and wrap it around him.
STF.
And then Baron Strowman, might as well put the two of them together because now they're going to beat Lesnar anytime soon, or be entertaining. Talked, and the best bit of the segment was those two talking to McMahon, and Lesnar's going, whatever. So not.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I thought this was the clearest bit yet. The promos are no longer as scripted as they are. Or
I hope so. I hope someone didn't write this.
As they once were, sorry, I should say. Yeah, I just
agree.
thought it felt a lot more natural. And apart from, well, Finn's not the best, is he? But, Nah.
When David ate a load of beef. IC champion Bobby Lashley, defeated Apollo Crews after drawing, I think. It's a split decision in the flex-off.
No, Apollo won, didn't he? That's
Apollo
why they had
was
the match.
dancing. Well, Lashley jumped him as he did his final pose. And then,
On the brink.
yeah.
We're sealing that massive victory.
It was a no contest, I think. On cagematch.net, it says no contest for the flex. Yeah. Maybe they're going to be feuding. I'm not sure. Apollo did get that mini push after winning the Battle Royal.
I thought it was a bit weird to have Apollo go against Bobby and that sort of and show Bobby up in this thing, because Apollo is massive and godlike in his own right, but he's just not as big as Bobby Lashley, which means he can never look as it's funny if I go against Bobby Lashley, take my shirt off and go against him in a post down,
I know who you
and then
think-
I win.
You go about it should have been Otis Dozovic, is what you're going to say.
No, it should have been someone like Otis.
Right, okay.
But it doesn't quite work when it's Apollo, who when he's it looks like he does anyway.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, you're right. Whenever they've done these segments, because it's always WWE, it's always jacked guy versus the guy who's also jacked, but 1% more. So
I can only think of Triple H and Steiner, which was amazing.
the build up to that was one of the oh my god, this could be so good. Steiner's I don't care if you're on the cover of Muscle and Fitness. I was on Iron Man.
And
Talking about the magazine covers.
and Rick Rude and Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah, the classic one. Where Rick Rude's doing proper bodybuilding stuff and Warrior's just going He's done several rails before.
To get a bit of Big Gary up this week in tribute. Gary Stridham. Is it Gary Stridham?
Wow. Gary
WBF.
Strider.
Is Gary Stridham dead?
No. Just had to watch him after seeing this.
He probably...
There's an tribute to Gary Stridham. I went, oh no.
Gary Stridham probably is dead.
No, I don't think he
His
is.
heart will have
Wait a
exploded
minute.
by now.
Hang on.
There's no way.
Pretty
Gary-
concerned
But if
about
you've
this.
not seen it, it's from the WBF, the World Bodybuilding Federation from 1993.
Gary
And this is Vince McMahon's Roman Reigns of the day, but in the bodybuilding world, if that makes any sense. And he comes out with a little top hat and two ladies. Talk about a night on the town! Wow!
You'll have seen the gif.
When he falls off his chair.
Look at that mass!
No, he's not dead.
What? Fair play, Gary.
Confirmed. Well done,
What a
Gary.
strong heart he's got.
I'll
'Cause
be-
he was pumped right to the gills with all kinds of...
Maybe his heart gave out watching a segment on Raw. Just because I haven't heard from him yet.
Since I was a boy, God told me. I watched Stand Back the other day again. Stand Back. It was the one where Triple H and Shawn Michaels are dancing to it in the ring. Where Triple H is like that, and Shawn's dancing around like Shane McMahon. And one bit of that I missed is when, it's just when, I know that when Shawn's dancing, he's like, look at me, Dad, I'm dancing. Stop.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But then he takes a bump. But he does it again. I've never seen it before. Triple H goes, hit the music. And he lifts his arm up and hits Shawn and he goes and just takes a bump.
There was an forgotten bit. I was watching one of the old ECW and Sci-Fi episodes, and they're doing DX hypes up Christmas, and they're like, "Look, it's an official HBK bear, because like HBK, his hair comes off like that." Very realistic. Lacey Evans and Alexa Bliss declared for the Women's Royal Rumble. Lacey Evans made a triumphant debut here, hitting herself in the hat.
What?
That was the big wardrobe malfunction on this week's show. My God, Twitter was embarrassing after this week's Raw.
Yeah.
And yeah, Alexa Bliss very subtly snuck under there. She'll be in it.
That pop was massive.
Then drowned out by
Been a
Lacey.
It was like October the 11th or 19th at a house show. That's the last time she wrestled.
Really?
It's been a while.
It's weird how we're going from it used to be like Steve Austin out with a broken neck. I'll be out 3 months. He'll come back safe and sound because that's how it works. And I was like, no, we have to make sure they're actually okay.
Yeah.
It's probably for the best.
A few more people have read a few more books, haven't they, now? Compared to back in the 90s. It'll be fine. Let's have a good time.
Just don't
Now
say
everything-
anything in the middle of when Baron Corbin's around. No, it's lies, man.
I think that Alexa's turning face.
I think people are happy to see her come back.
Yeah.
So
And I think that she'll feud with Lacey and be the face and probably lose.
she's too entertaining to be a baddie permanently.
I think she's just such a natural good heel, though.
But I'd say a lot of people are like, oh yeah, good work, good form. Like,
Yeah.
no, boo me, you prick.
Just never forget on that conference call with her when the guy got my name wrong to her, so she thinks I'm called Josh forever. It's fine. Whatever.
Devastating.
I don't care.
Sorry, a Japanese Twitter going to go after her now. You know nothing about Cultaholic. Heavy Machinery defeated the Ascension, and what a showcase this was for Heavy Machinery.
This is what should have happened last week. That segment with Alexa should never have happened. they're going to pretend it never happened, hopefully now, forever, and just have Otis steal the show and the hearts and the minds of the millions watching around the world.
The caterpillar was funny.
The Caterpillar.
Yes.
I was writing about him yesterday. I was like, what's his nickname? He hasn't got one, has he? So I was just like, because when you're writing an article, you can't say, Otis Dozovic 1,000 times. You go, oh, he's whatever, nickname. Yeah. Former champion. This and the other. Yeah.
The big bastard.
So I was like, the big caterpillar. That's how I went.
I thought the move was the caterpillar.
The move is the caterpillar.
Right. Ross has invented this nickname for
Yeah.
Oh.
Are
you going to trademark it and then wearing your tights?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, because someone pointed out, he does the caterpillar.
It'll be like a La Parka situation where Ross owns his name.
And I'll debut in a few years'
Hang
time.
on, is that RS Tweddell? Is he doing it? Doesn't even work here. Yeah, caterpillar. So it's doing the worm, so it's a reference to that.
But
and Caterpillar also make those big trucks.
Yes.
Double on
that my granddad used to get us and I visited me working on a labour site. I worked out. Yeah.
I had some Caterpillar pencils when I was a bairn.
Yes.
Because I went to an open cast of the cold, just a big hole in the ground up near Morpeth, where I'm from.
Oh, in a Diggerland.
I've never went there.
You never went to Diggerland?
No. Don't think I've ever been.
It wasn't that good when I went, but it might have improved in the years.
Remember they used to take the I don't know what the PC term is for it now, but it used to be called the B7 class because they would go to B7 and that was like the room for them. You know,
the special needs unit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you can still say it these days or not. That's what it was called back in our day.
Learning difficulties, maybe. I don't know.
It was special needs back when we were there, but like that class went to Diggerland for their trip, and we went to Lightwater Valley instead, and we were all gutted.
What? Lightwater Valley's alright.
But Diggerland.
Yeah, but
that's where dreams are made.
Your mum could take you to Lightwater Valley.
I've been to both, and I prefer Lightwater Valley.
Yeah,
gotta say. The Toad Hole down that. Oh. Good.
I can't remember the names of them.
There was only one.
Yeah, you got a better memory than I have.
Toad Hole and the roller coaster, the Ultimate, I think it's called. Anyway,
but Diggerland was there. It was taken away.
It wasn't that. Honestly, it wasn't that good.
We didn't have B7, but at school we had. All right, the blue team will be going up to the upper floor, be doing math. The green team will be going up to the upper floor to do science. And the brown team will go in a special room in the basement.
Brown
they were called the brown team.
They didn't make them brown.
I forget what the colours were, but wasn't a good one. Raw Tag Team Champions, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. Oh, God, they are the champions, aren't they? Defeated the Revival just after having a little backstage segment with Vince McMahon. Just, who are you again?
Sorry, I love your work. I really do, is what he said to them.
I'm sorry, you guys. You guys need to go to the Performance Center before coming out. Oh, the Revival. With the special guest referee, Kurt Hawkins, to further speculate what is happening.
I would have been pissed right off if I was a referee in WWE. Because you see Kurt Hawkins swoop in for one match and he gets everything spot on.
He was really good.
He was the best referee ever in the history of WWE. Just about.
The Steve Linsky of WWE.
Then you watch every other match and referees are missing something and then heels are that'd be irate.
Yeah, the weirdness was he's a wrestler, so he knows what they're going to be doing. So these referees are just like, well, I don't know. I mean, I turned around, looked at his partner, heard a bang, and turned around to the floor. I mean, anything could have happened. And then to make this even more confusing, Kurt Hawkins was saved by Zack Ryder.
That's not confusing. That's the reunion of dreams. That the lads are back.
Whose dreams?
Mine.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
You gotta keep it to yourself.
I wasn't really watching at the time of the Edgeheads very much. But since then, I've grown to love both Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. So to see them back is just brilliant. I hope they become a real tag team. Pachini's got an interesting theory. Because obviously Kurt Hawkins...
Does it involve Mojo?
No, it doesn't actually. Mojo's just been left outside in the cold, hasn't he? He thinks that... Because obviously Kurt Hawkins has got his losing streak. The best place for them to break that would be like probably on the pre-show of WrestleMania or something in the Battle Royal. But Pachini reckons Ryder's going to... He's going to get that close and then Ryder's going to eliminate him or whatever. And he's going to break his friend's heart. What do you think?
Zack Ryder's going to turn him and hit him with an action figure. Hit him with a 1990 Earthquake Deluxe.
Pull the head off.
I did some research.
No!
I did some research on them. I didn't realise that Kurt Hawkins was also from Staten Island, I think. Sorry, Long Island.
Yes.
Yeah. So
an island.
And he's from Ireland.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mojo Brothers back together. Reunited, doesn't it feel so good?
Mojo Brothers.
I say the Mojo Brothers.
Major.
No, when they have Mojo as the three-piece, as the Freebirds, and they have the Long Island, Staten Island rules party match.
Who's it from Staten? Carmella. Carmella's Staten. Yeah.
And Q
From.
Impractical Jokers.
Are they all from Staten Island and Impractical?
I don't know.
From James
They all
Bond.
went to school together, didn't they? Yeah.
The more you know. The Boss and Hug Connection.
Yeah.
What? Defeated Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey and Natalya.
This match was intense. There was a lot of intensity going on.
The promo was more intense than
Oh,
before.
What happened, Ross?
You have to rip your hair out and wipe her feet with it for some reason, which, as we've learned during the course of this podcast,
Jesus, let me help you.
biblical reference.
Yeah.
It was as if before she did that promo, like someone had gone up to her and gone, "If you mess up this promo, I'm gonna ruin your life." Because she was just like terrified. She was really thrown during the promo.
No, I thought she was just showing emotion. I agree. Well, I'm often saying this. Please don't copy this up. But I agree with Billy Ray. I thought it was a more natural promo than what she's used to doing, where she says words that no human being usually says, and she's taking what she does know, which is the Bible.
This
Which is
might have
French
been.
for the
This,
Bible.
I was thinking this watching it live. Like this felt like the first time she was said. Just like here's your bullet points. Go and say those things, but in a like 90-second stretch, rather than reciting, as you say, sentences that real people don't say in real life.
I just thought
A real champion ascends up the mountain to see if they can be the best that they can be. Ooh.
speaks like she's in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, really. Like
Which she did wear a Dragon Ball Z top when she appeared
she
with The
did.
Rock.
The
I remember
over
that.
9 that
Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember when
Well,
I
that
messaged the
started.
guy who made that. I was like, "Oh, thanks. How you doing,
You
man?"
know him?
Yeah. No, it's like
Oh.
this is like he made a few videos. One of them was obviously that's he's obviously seen so much money from making that meme that he doesn't need to make the YouTube videos anymore.
I just thought that like once they got in the ring and then John Cone single-handedly held back for athletes. You see before and after the match, just John Cone was like,
Genetic jackhammers,
"Don't
John
fight."
Cole.
Yeah. Well, it's-
Bred a Raw Tag Team Champion.
Nicholas has got a bright future, yeah. But I thought that Sasha just sort of taught her a lesson on the mic, and Sasha's not even the best promo around. She just sort of went,
I think she can be.
she's good, but she's not like,
She's got all that sass.
yeah, she
Which
does
has
have
got
sass.
purpose. I mean,
Yeah.
I just
I
thought
mean,
it was
should
weird
add
how
not
at the
much
start, like, Ronda was doing, like, the scrappy-do, shame-up-man routine, like, put him up, hold me back, I'm going to get you. Then at the end, they just stood there, no one in between them, face-to-face. After the final bell, it's like, you're just a gob. A gob poo.
Well done, lad.
For
Well done.
censoring.
So yeah.
Oh, it was
Also,
good
a nice
match,
little
though.
bit where Bailey was about to get it was Banks in the corner, and then Bailey was behind her, and then Banks moved out the way so then Bailey could take the shot. I'm like,
Yeah.
is that foreshadowing
For the elimination chambray, I
for
think.
2020 WrestleMania?
That's where they fell out last year, or got back together, or fell
Fell
out.
out of the elimination chamber.
They did everything.
Dr. Shelby happy after, didn't it?
It was a big misfire where people were like, no, we want Bailey to beat up Banks. She's right. And they're like, hey guys, remember the wacky comedy
You just
bit?
said
Like,
Dr. Shelby. He's playing midfield for
my
Newcastle
mouth-
United.
My mouth stopped. Shelby.
You need some coffee.
bless you. You did so well. And SmackDown, which I thought, Raw was good. Any other thoughts on that? But
It was a better show than normal.
I mean, nothing. Oh no, actually, we missed out something. I don't know why this isn't in the highlights. McIntyre and Rollins.
Yeah, good match.
One had it.
What happened to make it a highlight, Matthew?
It was a good match.
I thought it was just another match between them. Unless
I
I've
thought they
forgotten
just had a
something.
really good match where they beat the snot out of each other. In particular, McIntyre giving Rollins what I can describe as an over-the-shoulder Alabama slammer right in his face. And it was
Yeah.
midway through the match. It was like, oh, Rollins is dead. Now we're going to take a break. It went on. And I thought it was maybe a bit surprising to see a match of this caliber going on Raw before Rumble, when surely both men would be protected. Is it a swerve? Is it
I
make you
can't
think that
believe-
Rollins is going to win?
Well,
It's just too obvious that McIntyre's going to win. Is it?
Well, now I genuinely don't know who's going to win. So it's does
I
job.
think McIntyre's doing it because they made the big deal about Rollins' style costing him. You can just see Michael Cole saying, when Rollins is pushed off the top rope by McIntyre or someone like that, "Hey, look at his style, it cost him, blah, 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 blah." I can see that
Yeah.
happening.
I think
Lovely impression.
I think they might
So
try and,
fun to watch.
they might try and do a
Look at-
a simultaneous, like a Brett and Luger.
Yeah.
I just keep
no.
thinking it.
I was
in my
saying that,
head.
but
No.
just picture Drew McIntyre versus Lesnar happening at WrestleMania. I can't.
No, I can way more
Not yet.
imagine or John Cena.
Yeah.
I could see Cena winning as well.
No.
Yeah, I can see it happening. He's got to win the
There's
70
the
as well.
ankle injury angle happening at the minute. His status is in doubt for the Rumble. Will he be there? Will he not? Ooh.
Number 30.
He'll be there.
Yeah. Wait, yeah, we've been tricked before here. We all remember 2008. Or not, if you don't know who Grado is, I guess. Cesaro defeated The Miz. And then just then Shane McMahon dies.
Oh, it was
right from WWE.com.
This
yeah.
was absolutely unreal. This.
How mint was it?
It was so good.
And all I thought was, and somebody else on Twitter or did a gif of it, was like, Ross must be loving this.
But it was amazing how Shane like put his head into the. He moved, and he just knew he was doing that just to show the boys, like, I can take this. Watches.
He was like a young Jack the Jobber taking a super kick from Will Ospreay. I think it was about as good as that. It wasn't. He barely grazed my neck.
Yep. Loved it.
But Sheamus is on fire at the minute. We're not watching that, Troy. Now he gives us this.
No, we're not.
no. Let's watch Total D. No, we're not.
It sounds so dry. I love the bit where the Miz crawled over Shane to protect him from further punishment as well. The Miz is so funny.
Yeah.
I can't wait for him to turn on Shane, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's got to be where it's going. He uses Shane to get to the World Championship picture, then he just gets him away.
To get his trophy from WWE World Cup and then just never talk to him again.
But they're winning on Sunday, and I'm fine with that because that gif is now with me forever. Shame on man.
I'm surprised you didn't take it on your hoodie and it was just a picture of it. Mr. McMahon moderated a raucous, this is definitely WWE speak, a face-to-face between the new Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles.
I saw this got picked up. Somebody on Twitter shared it like, if you're not watching pro wrestling anymore, here's what's happening.
Yeah.
It had bare retweets.
I know the one you said, yeah. Because Bryan was ranting about, we're feuding over, Instagram likes. The baby boomers, the ones who destroyed us.
You know how Brett used to be a face in Canada and a heel in America? Bryan's like that, but for, political, on the political spectrum or generation.
For young'uns.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Well, he's just saying the things we don't want to admit, aren't we? Isn't he?
Bryan's saying stuff that I know it's true, but I don't want to hear it.
No, you're wrong.
You AJ Styles, you want your fans to eat, hot dogs and ketchup and make them all fat and disgusting. I'm telling them not to. I'm like, shut up and let me eat my food. Yeah, like that.
Bryan's really good.
And then AJ Styles said something about Gillette adverts, and then we moved on. Rey Mysterio in the highlight of SmackDown, and what a match. Defeated Andrade.
No, he didn't defeat him. It was a draw.
The draw,
Samoa Joe got
involved.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah, but it says, you're right. You're quite right. But it says here, Rey Mysterio defeated Andrade in 2 out of 3 falls
well,
via DQ.
Oh, he won that.
No, you can win.
Picked up
It
Ray,
used to
didn't
be
he?
that if they had title matches that went 2 out of 3 falls, and one of the falls ended up being
I
DQ, they wouldn't do a
see.
title change. But then they changed that anyway. So Rey Mysterio won.
Okay, won.
They
Sorry.
just do things
My
on the
mistake.
fly, don't they?
These guys did. They flew. They dove. He took a powerbomb off the top.
The powerbomb is insane.
I don't know how you do that.
How did he stand up with a human? I know Ray's only little, but still, he's a human.
He's a very small man. You need to watch
He's
that.
a living thing.
He's a muscular man as well, and muscles heavy, and he
Such
just
a
does
man.
that and just steps on. Because when he went for it, I thought, here comes a second row powerbomb. This is going to be good. And then he went like that, and I was like, no. He's so strong and handsome and strong. Yeah.
So strong and handsome, strong.
Yeah.
I had one of those moments last night. I was in bed, couldn't quite woke up for a bit, so I'll have a little look on Twitter, and then a picture of Adam Cole was on my timeline.
Gorgeous. Massive cock as well.
I just, when you have those moments where you just think, bloody hell, he's a stunningly gorgeous man.
Yeah, he is.
And he was stood there, and his hair was,
This is going to appear on Daddies of Cultaholic, isn't it, this segment?
We like Adam Cole gravy.
I'd lather that on my beef.
There's a,
wow, what a good-looking man.
You know the show.
Jack's trying to get back.
I'm still talking about Adam Cole. You know the show when Adam Cole gets inducted into the Bullet Club when they crash the main event between Lethal and Cabana and they just super kick everyone. It's ridiculous. It got badly received online. It was a Ring of Honor show.
That makes sense. Those things go hand in hand.
They super kick what's he called when he's got the mask? Carino, but he's got the mask on when he's commentating. Mr. Wrestling.
Oh yeah, Mr. Wrestling 4.
Yeah,
3.
and he's going they're super kicking everyone. They super kick Kevin Kelly, and Carino's like, yeah, too sweet. They super kick him. The dad comes out, the Young Bucks' dad. They super kick him. It's ridiculous. And then they get on the commentary table, the Young Bucks, while Adam Cole's kicking everyone in, and they go like, oh, Adam Cole, oh, look at his package. His girlfriend has a family time. Yeah, I know. And now his girlfriend's a wrestler, so it's good. She's done all right.
Still all right.
She survived. Yeah. They referenced it on Being the Elite as well, not his cock. She opens the show and Cody's like, "Hey, welcome to All Elite
She's
Wrestling."
in a wheelchair.
So
She
good.
stands up, kicks Cody in the bollocks.
So good. So good for you to be here on All Elite Wrestling, all this sort of stuff. And she's like, "Thanks. Can we just address the one issue? You did kill my boyfriend. It's like because they killed Adam Cole when he left.
Murdered him
in storyline.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Spiked a can of Monster, I think. That's how he went.
That's right. And sadly, his wife also died, and she had to be buried in a Y-shaped coffin. Oh God. God, I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry.
She was on All In. Don't make it all in. Don't make it all in.
Hey.
All I said was he's good looking. That's all.
Sorry, yeah, that was mainly my fault.
All of him's good looking. That's a problem. Oof. The
I
segment needs a
would.
bucket of cold water over it. What else happened?
But tell you what, though, when Samoa Joe swooped in, I was.
Oh, there we go,
I
Samoa
was
Joe.
furious, me.
But that's the point.
I know that's the point, but I was like legitimately furious, which doesn't happen very often.
That means we get more of these matches.
I saw.
Yeah.
Yay.
I think it was on Pachi's Graded episode. I saw a YouTube comment which was someone accidentally getting wrestling. They put like, "Oh, it was such a good match. So annoyed when Samoa Joe cost him it, but it was really cool when Randy Orton hit him with the RKO." And I was like, "That's exactly what you went."
Oh, it was. I love that though. Joe comes out and goes, "I'm gonna make my mark on the Rumble. I'm gonna show that I'm dominant. I'm gonna be the Randy Orton. Hi, I'm Randy Orton. Lol, I'm gonna be at the Rumble.
Orton's the best.
I'm never leaving for AEW. Don't believe anything I tweet."
Oh wow, what are people doing with their lives? It was like that Sasha Banks one as well, where she's like, "I'll come with you," just to
She doesn't care.
tickle people.
She's there looking at the mentions, going, "Mwah." Yeah. And speaking of which, Joe beat the hell out of Mustafa Ali.
What a promo, by the way.
Yep.
That little package they put together. That
He's a
little baggage.
YouTuber, isn't he? Mustafa Ali.
How dare he?
He can edit and stuff.
Samoa Joe's a YouTuber as well. He's got his own channel.
He used to review video games.
Is it called The Loop?
Oh.
No, he's got a new one where he just films himself on the road. I think it was 2 weeks ago he did his first video.
Nice.
Just comes across as a really nice man. Just having a bit of banter with the security guards at arenas and whatnot.
Nice.
In hotel rooms, and then more arenas, and then more hotel rooms. And
What
that's
a
the
life.
video.
It sounds like, yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, but Ali really gets that aspect of it. He doesn't have a lot of fans, but the fans that he does have are really dedicated and really like, oh my God, I love him.
They
I wanna
keep doing
draw
promos like that
drawings.
where they explain who these men are, which they never did on 205 Live for some reason.
Yeah.
People will start to care.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of how it works, isn't it? Why did they never do that on 205 Live?
I don't know, but they've done exactly the same thing now with Humberto making his
Carrillo.
debut.
Yeah.
Yep. And he came out last week to wrestle Buddy. Deafening silence because who are you, pal?
Yeah.
And this week, beat Grand Metalik. Did a all right job. Like, yeah, get a big push. People say a lot of really positive things
Wait,
about him online. So.
That was a segue. And I only just realised. We're now talking about 205 Live. That was excellent, that.
Johnny Saint told me that.
Bloody hell. Chain podcasting.
Yeah. Look at that. And then he just moved on. Yeah. I'm on like, okay, yeah, new blood for 205. That's great. Now that Kushida's like, no, I'm not going to 205. How dare you? But at the same time, I'm there like Gulak and Gallagher are there every week. Please give them a push.
On the man with the plan.
Meow, meow.
I like Brian Kendrick.
And it will be interesting to see if the crowd actually knows that Buddy Murphy is supposed to be a bad guy this pay-per-view. Because every time he comes on, it's like, yeah, Buddy Murphy. I'm like, no, he's a prick.
Done the pre-show, isn't he?
I reckon Hideo's
Sure.
winning. I reckon Kenta's going to bloody win the Cruiserweight belt. So I think. Do you not see that happening?
Yeah, that's a more likely thing that's going to happen. He's the only one who hasn't won the title. He's getting a push because he's got Avari.
Daivari.
That's right.
Yep.
As long as it's not Kalisto, we're fine. Don't like Kalisto.
Nah.
Oh, is
No,
he?
but all three of them will be the champ. Then Revival will lose to the something, whatever. And yeah, I've got the feeling I'm missing out something important, but I think that's all the wrestling that happened this week. Oh, no, NXT. Of course.
NXT.
Who also have a show
That
for Saturday.
card, it looks like it's going to be really good, actually.
Gargano Ricochet,
Yep.
Black Ciampa,
Yeah.
War Raiders, which is
Our
Raiders.
And
Forever we'll do that joke.
Undisputed Era.
Yep.
And Riddle and Cassius Ohno.
Aye, and Baszler and Belair.
It's just a really super indie card. It's so weird. Apart from Baszler and Belair. Yeah, that could be good as well.
I think there's been a bit less hype for this than there has been usually
Because
of NXT UK, I think, have taken up the lion's share of the hype and interest. But I am excited to see what is going to be happening with Gargano and Ciampa because on NXT this week, they end up decking their opponents on the show, and then it was like, are we friends? Are we not? Like, just have one
then
hand
his
here
wife
just in
was
case.
like,
Yeah.
oh no, you're not allowed to have friends. Get home now.
They're about to make out. She's like, nah. Nah.
Can't be serious. Also, Johnny Gargano went to Evolve this week and wrestled some shows.
It turned into what?
No, and turned into champion. And then he beat their champion, which is quite strange.
Who's their champ?
Austin Theory.
Yeah, everyone keeps on saying that he's going to be signed and all this because
He looks good.
He makes Adam Cole look like friggin' Pat Patterson.
No,
Jesus.
he's not. Adam Cole's got a prettier face. Austin Theory
Stunning face.
Austin Theory's a bit more evil looking. I don't like that.
You don't like the evil looking?
No, he's like Bobby Guns. Anyway,
God, you've already upset the Puro Twitter. Don't upset the Deutschland Twitter
German
as well.
Twitter. No,
we love Bobby
Guns.
Guns.
I can speak a little bit of Deutsch, so it's all right. I can smooth that over.
Good. What's German for I'm really sorry?
Es tut mir leid.
There we go.
Good morning.
Oh, Christ, what's the name? What's the Davies, whichever was pronounced, from It Ain't Hot Mum, passed away this week.
No idea what you're talking about.
No!
Who? Sorry?
You never watch It Ain't Hot? Oh, Christ.
Is that your man where you that?
Yeah.
I saw the thing.
Oh, dear.
I've never seen that
sorry.
show before.
Never mind. Oh, I mean, it was great. Some of it was hit and miss, but him as a character was awesome. Shut up.
Well, one thing I've also
I thought you don't know him, sorry.
bit of news I've also just realised. It's just rumours, but the Dragunov, you know how he was meant to be going to NXT UK?
Yeah.
Now everyone's saying actually he's going to be going to Orlando Performance Centre, NXT proper, which is cool. Did you want to see him in the UK?
If he goes to NXT, then he can't work other indies.
But
Volta is working WXW 16 carat, which is a
Yeah.
huge sigh of relief because obviously he's the best wrestler in the
are you
planet.
going?
I am going to that. I'm also going to do OTT Homecoming
Are you?
with
God, jet
the
set,
number
man.
one wrestler in the UK, which is
Martina.
obviously Pac, taking on the number
Sorry.
9 wrestler, which is obviously Volta.
Right.
But then Ilya Dragunov is announced for that, which would make sense that he is still going to be with WWE. But he isn't announced for Defiant, who are definitely not in with WWE. So, interesting stuff. Oh, and he's also doing Georgiana's Spring Break.
Yes.
As of now.
And so is Mantle.
Manto and Slim J, 2002 Flippy Dude.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
And we come on to everyone's favourite bit of the show,
It's certainly mine.
Das Mailbag,
Yeah,
which is German for...
the mailbag.
Oh, you're so good, Jack. Question...
Mailbag? No, I did that wrong, didn't it? It'd be like
Mailbag.
Mailbag. The Mailbag.
Ein Mühlenbergen. Something like that. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I need to watch more of him. Get it rejigged in the brain and be able to do it.
and pet.
Oh, Bomber. Bomber don't like that. Number one, greetings. You know, I thought Bomber was a Geordie growing up as a kid, and I'm like, that's not a Geordie accent, is it, Maffew? That is blatantly not a Geordie accent. Anyway, number one, greetings. Hope all is well. Oh, thank you. Love the podcast and channel. I know you all get this all the time, but I've been a fan since the name redacted days, and I credit you with all getting me through some rough patches and back into wrestling properly.
Excellent.
Oh, great. Everything really is better with puppets.
Yes.
That's it. See? Starts off as a joke, then just turns real, like Jinder Mahal's world champion. Anyway, I've been thinking about the upcoming Royal Rumble card and how stacked it is. It seems like one of those rarish main roster, or roster they put here. Ooh, now I'm hungry. Pay-per-views where virtually every match could be meat. Alas, I still find myself worried that something will go wrong along the way. Well, for my sake, I hope it does. Likely something with the booking, because WWE. So, my question, what's the most disappointing pay-per-view or match, WWE or elsewhere, you can remember seeing? Any cards that look like they'd be fantastic on paper, but were ultimately letdowns? Match-wise, the first thing that comes to mind is Undertaker versus Kane. Literally decades of above average to great storytelling, with pretty good to great wrestlers, plagued with mediocre at best matches. Thanks for all your work. Best, Lavar from New Jersey.
Cheers, Lavar.
In brackets, yes, it is a sucky state. Oh, well, you said it. Right, get them out, Jack. Okay, that's a very good question. Thank you very much for timing it there. So, most disappointing, I've got a few in my head.
I've got one in particular for
on.
match, not for pay-per-view, for match. WrestleMania 32, Dallas. I thought the Triple H versus Roman Reigns was going to be way more than than what it was. I thought like Bullet Club were gonna come in. I was stood there.
Oh, right.
And everyone, not everyone, because Ross has just ridiculed that, but I was looking at the entranceway during like the final stages of the match, being like, "Where's Balor? Like, is he gonna get called up? Is he gonna bring? Who's he gonna bring with him? Is it gonna be like?" I wasn't thinking Omega, but I was like, "Who's he gonna bring with him? It's gonna be great." And then he just speared him and won.
I thought that match was exactly what it was going to be going into it, because like
45 minutes too long.
was not relatively short. Safe as houses.
No.
Was it long?
It was long.
Oh.
Reigns versus Triple H, I think, is still going on.
I thought it was quite short. Just a Save His Houses house match. Get out of there.
I think it was shorter than Shane and Taker's Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
But I'll find out.
Aye.
Well, as you do
But
that.
another one
go on.
that came to my mind straight away was from the same card, and that was Lesnar versus Ambrose.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God, that's a
Yes.
great
Which-
pick. That is, yeah.
Heading into it, we didn't know, but you learn afterwards that obviously Lesnar was going back to UFC and was saving himself and was never going to have a proper no
Right.
DQ. What was it? It was no DQ. What?
Yeah, no DQ, and they had
Chainsaws.
Ambrose. Yeah, Ambrose got the
He couldn't
word
work out
from
the
Terry
word
Funk.
chainsaw.
So you just left it.
Put it on the floor. But yeah, in context, it obviously makes sense, but we didn't know any of that heading into the show. So
The main event was 27 minutes long.
that is pretty long.
That is long.
How long was Shane Undertaker?
30 minutes.
Yeah, jeez.
And 6 seconds was The Rock beating Eric Rowan.
When the
Anyway.
Y should just kick the poo out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why didn't they?
Yeah. Honorable mention before getting the wrestling one. Audrey Harrison versus David Hayes. Still fuming over that.
Oh.
You ever see that? It was
No.
hyped up as like the Battle of Britain. The UK's
Is that what
best
the
versus
fence
the
is?
UK's best.
That was Chisora, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, because I went to that one at Upton Park.
Yeah, I
How was
remember you
that?
said
I
you,
can't
I
remember.
got worked.
you thought it was going to be a real...
It's when I realised that boxing is more professional wrestling than professional wrestling.
Yep.
Because they had the fences up between the fighters at the press conference. They couldn't touch each other. They were going radio rental all the time. And at the end, I think that Derek Chisora is one of the best heavyweights in the United Kingdom.
They always do that.
Oh, paid like 70 quid for that ticket. Furious.
I'd have been fuming if I'd seen Audrey Harrison. Because it was everywhere. It was on the media in the UK. Oh, it was awful. Anyway, moving on to wrestling that people actually paid money to watch. This conversation begins and ends with Hogan versus Sting at Starrcade 97.
Yeah.
Because you would have thought like it was the end of the world was coming. That the Sting was going to bring all hell with him. And he came out with no pomp and circumstance. Didn't look great.
Good entrance, though.
He just walked out.
That was the one with the scream, wasn't it? And a man's heart and his home dies. And a moon shadow. I don't know, moon shadow. That's
Moonlight shadow.
It's like the
No.
that
opposite.
was Starrcade, wasn't it? The 97? When he had this
I swear he just shows up.
Does he?
As
Let
he's
us
made all
know in
these
the comments
appearances.
below and we'll
Sounds
not read
By the
them.
way, the entrance is an important thing because this had nearly a year's worth of, more than a year's worth of build, and it just happened.
Right.
It was just an awful match. They ruined the finish for reasons that have still not,
Nick.
abundantly clear. Or Hogan maybe speculating on the Bischoff and Conrad Thompson. Hello, Conrad. Still invite me to Starcast too. I don't know why. Podcast.
Join the club.
I don't know you. What are you talking about?
We'll just hitch a ride with Tamatonga.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It just died in its arse. So going to a bit more current. Going back to Lesnar again. Any Braun versus Lesnar singles contest?
No Mercy 2017. One F5.
The 3-way at Rumble with Kane. God bless him. But anything apart from the 4-way they had at SummerSlam, which was one of my favourite matches that year. WWE World Cup. Yeah, just George Foreman. One of his best ever lines was, "Sometimes when there's a lot of smoke, there's just more smoke," and that's every
It
time.
sounds like Sting's entrance there was the opposite of Nash's for the finger poke of doom. When he's just pyro, just...
Half an hour pyro.
Oh, Nitro! They would always like hype up
And
Michael Buffer.
he
100
hails
grand
from
to just get
Detroit,
his name wrong.
Michigan, but he's achieved so much, he's now a citizen of the world. Kevin Nash.
Hailing from anywhere he damn well pleases. You ever seen that footage with the 2 out 3 falls match? To be Flair, would have been. I don't know, Flair and Anderson taking on the Hollywood Blondes. 2 out 3 falls was the going to break after fall 1. Michael Buff goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, the titles will change hands." Like, no, shut up. God love you, Buffer. Any other disappointments? Because
Sting, speaking of Sting and Triple H, those two, when they just completely misjudged what the feud was.
Great, right.
No, we won the war, remember? We did.
Right.
We know that, man.
And he's...
It comes up with the thing like, "Did you know we won the war?"
And he shook hands with him afterwards.
Yeah.
He's like, "Good match, brother." It's like,
Completely misjudged.
Yeah. And I had another one then. Oh, yeah. Also, everything Ryback did after losing to CM Punk. That one match. If Ryback had won it, Ryback would have been champion. Ryback would have had a nice run, potentially.
He was starting to pick up steam when he started dressing like Goldberg with the pre-show. Was it pre-show stopper? That sort of stuff.
That was when he was getting
popping me.
That's what I was like. I just want to leave.
And yeah, he did that for a few shows and then he was gone.
Yeah.
I was like, I was finally understanding Ryback after years of just not getting him.
Right. Number 2. Hello, lads. Just a simple question here. What is your favourite WWE finisher of all time and why? Mine would have to be the RKO, just based on that it could come
out of nowhere.
And it looks class every time it gets hit. Cheers, lads. William, University of Stirling. P.S. John Cena's lightning fist is a close. I mean,
Cheers, William.
wait a minute. It's supposed to say lightning, but it says lighting here, so he's actually just going to like glow. Go on.
That was a very Jay Hunter thing you just did there. And then he would wrestle, and then OC goes like, Razor Ramon. He's like, that's right. It's just like a bit of a call and response.
That's right, because I'm doing that thing. Soon. Next week will be for the Royal Rumble.
Where?
Where?
Yeah.
In Ireland.
Are you going over?
I am.
Damn it.
Am I going over?
You're winning, mate.
Yeah. Favourite finisher?
I realise mine's drenched in irony, but it's legitimately the clothesline from hell.
Oh.
What, when JBL did it?
Just loved it.
Oh,
Because I like things that are I like silly stuff in wrestling, like certain parts of it, but I like things that are really real. And when finishing moves come like they're being really, really real, that made a noise. That was real. Beef on beef.
Beef.
There's also like a 15-minute compilation video on YouTube which I watch, once a year maybe, of JBL doing all these clotheslines from Hells, and it's just an amazing video.
I think it wasn't.
But it needs to have Jay on commentary because he would add to that move so much more by going, God. Just that combination of the clothesline and Jim Ross losing his bollocks is just magical.
I remember the first time I saw it wasn't the clothesline from hell yet, and he hit Billy Gunn at Rumble 2000, and he did the Rikishi or the Mighty Genetti, whatever we're going to call it. It was just like, oh, okay. Yeah.
I loved that. Great move.
And then he started using it on every WCW jobber he didn't like. Come here, Chuck Palumbo.
Great move, terrible man.
Except for most wrestlers, I guess. Finisher. Ooh, I was... Sharpshooter.
Oh.
Just because you would rarely... Nowadays, anyone does a submission, you're like, has to be counted first, or if they get ropes. It was that golden age of someone's at the door. It's Brett going, thank you, Maffew. The sharpshooter got on, and because he turned him around, so the opponent always had the chance to be like, no! Like, Kurt Hennig getting it on at SummerSlam 91 where he does the leg drop. He's like, I've got this, it's nothing, and Brett just wraps it around and then just turns it, and you're like, oh, I see what he's doing. So, Mr. Perfect, look at feet. Oh, yeah. Like, in terms of finishes, yeah, I'm going to go with that one.
Stunner and Super Kick and that. But
Stunners there.
they're the best ones. But I once saw a lad on South Shields Beach when I was a child give his brother a pedigree on the sand, on the wet sand near like the sea, not up near the beach, like down near the sea. And I remember, and then his brother just like it was fine. But I remember watching the thing and I'd seen a murder. I was like, ah. And he did the old '90s pedigree where he didn't let go of the arm.
Oh,
he didn't let it. He didn't
man.
protect him. He wasn't like watch the pedigree, brother. He just bang straight down. I was like, oh, yeah.
Oof.
We've all done wrestling moves on our little brothers.
At our school, class years ago, out of school, not last week, because it was years ago, you idiot. We obviously do the pro wrestling, whatever. Some lad gave another lad a shoot pedigree. Because you have to add... I mean, the strength on this guy to give another guy a legit pedigree is like, or whatever, and gave him it and he knocked him out.
Jesus.
So,
I can beat that.
Oh,
Ross's story.
I did the Kevin Nash Giant. Kevin Nash Giant powerbomb on somebody.
you've talked about this before, haven't you?
Yeah.
But still, Jesus Christ.
Just to get it back in your memory, watch out for the shoot powerbomb.
The shoot power, yeah, really.
On the school field.
I remember I was just on... Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I was just on the very, very off chance that it somehow comes back to bite them on the ass. I won't say who it was. I was watching at WCPW once, watching a match back with one of the wrestlers in the match. And he was like, watch this. He's about to give me a shoot DDT. Watch this. And the guy sticks his head through the ropes and Del Rio just goes, bang! I was like, what was that? He was like, yeah, just shoot DDT, bro. Don't know what happened. I was like, oh my God. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I was like, do you know it was coming? No idea. Don't know why he did it. Never asked him.
I am a wrestler. I'm a professional wrestler. Oh, wow. Question number 3, or should I say question number trois. Thank you. Bonjour, les amis. Oh, there we go.
Good morning.
Just
Just to explain again, in case people missed last week, that's an impression of the cop. The cop? I'm American now. the
cop.
policeman from Hello Hello.
It's the one time. The 5-0.
One of the greatest sitcom characters of all time. It's not a racist.
But yeah, not if you're not British.
It's not a racist. I'm having a great
It's not
time.
racist. It's old. Come on. In October, there was a weird indie... I'm just trying not to read this in Ross's voice. There was a weird indie promotion called Interspecies Wrestling. Oh, Interspecies Wrestling, yes. Directed by Mike Crotch on Facebook. Yes, that is his real name. In my hometown, and the main event was between a man and a woman. I am curious, in this day and age, would it be possible for a main event such as Becky versus Seth or Roman versus Charlotte? Could we all scrap the women titles and bring instead a TV and hardcore title and have everyone compete? So, come on. It says some examples, because he's put the E instead of the A. Some examples. Universal between Charlotte and Seth, or Ronda versus Lesnar. Hardcore Championship Becky versus Nikki Cross versus Aleister Black. Finally, WWE Championship Bryan versus Asuka versus Andrade. What would be your championship match you would like to see between a man and a woman? Merci beaucoup, Peter from Montreal.
Thank you, Peter.
Oh my God, that's over.
Thank you, Peter, mate.
The first
Sorry. Thank you. Merci, Peter.
The first part of that question is a big fat no, because there's idiots in the mainstream, the suit and ties that don't understand what wrestling is. Will just see a woman getting punched by a man and not understand that it's professional wrestling, simulated combat, and they'll kick off. And that's a shame, because wrestling fans, and obviously human beings with brains, understand what wrestling is and understand that they're in on it, aren't they? They're working together.
There's also there's the whole school of thought which I don't subscribe to, which is like it's unrealistic for a woman to be beating up a man. First of all, like I'm sure Ronda Rousey could beat quite a few of them in a real fight.
I'd seen that at WrestleMania last year, yeah.
But also, like the champion was a zombie dead man who could summon lightning. Like it doesn't need to be ultra realistic.
Yeah. The greatest Intercontinental champion of all time is an Elvis impersonator.
Yeah, Miz doesn't impersonate Elvis. What are you on about? But I read it and I thought probably not likely. But then I never thought there'd be a women's Royal Rumble. I never thought there'd be, I never thought women's wrestling would be taken this seriously on this level. You never know what's going to develop in the future, I suppose.
I think if they did it one time with one feud, like possibly Gargano and Mrs. Gargano can at it with Ciampa and whoever he wants, really. Maybe because there's a reason for them to hate. And I don't care, I'll sign the thing saying it's okay or whatever, maybe. But to have it as a normal thing, it loses impact.
I don't think it's in the near future, but I think you can't tell what's going to happen. It's widely accepted in many indie promotions now, like intergender wrestling. And all the examples, by the way, that Peter chose were well thought out, I realised.
Yeah, I want to see Daniel Bryan versus Asuka, me.
Yeah, he's matched them up well. I want to see, what was one of them? Becky versus
Seshamoff versus Volta.
Seshamoff versus Walter, yeah. Where she tries to flirt with him and it just
grind on Walter. Or Water, as he's been called on social media.
You there the show when Damien Dunn tried to arrest her, so he got the handcuffs out and she was like, yes, please.
She's so great. Finally, what championship? I was from Montreal, so... Parlez-vous, from Montreal to Tyneside, parlez-vous français?
What?
All the pretty girls, the diddlers on the way. All American boys. Sorry. Whenever I see Montreal, I see that.
Oh yeah, apologies for the screw job. Well, it wasn't our fault.
Sorry for the screw job.
Got to the mailbag.
All right, so that's Poro Twitter, Deutschland Twitter, and now Canadian Twitter, you've annoyed.
And the Nation of Ireland.
The Nation of Ireland.
If you want to ask a question on the mailbag thing, this is the mailbag thing. Mailbag@cultaholic.com. There we are.
Lovely.
It's Cultaholic's
Big Question.
And the big question this week is, with Rumble coming up this Sunday, and we've asked pretty much every question you could ask for that. We're going to go with, who do you see being the surprise
entrant?
It's because they, what is it? Yeah.
Entree. Who do you want as your first course on Sunday?
Entree used to be called Entree Almas. This Sunday, because obviously we have lots of random people showing up. I know that they have been announcing who's going to be what number but I've deliberately ignored
Have
it
they?
because I don't. Yeah.
What?
Have been.
I don't think.
Oh, you guys don't know that? Yeah,
I
they've
thought they
been
were
actually
just
announcing who's
I
going to
thought
be
they
what
were
numbers.
Just announcing the people who are in it, but not the numbers.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Oh,
Of it.
is it actually?
We know- we know-
I've been avoiding it, so I don't know.
Carmella's
Like,
number 30, and R-Truth.
Oh yeah, we know that. But I
R-Truth's
mean,
going to come in number 13 and then get kicked by the actual number 13.
Do you think?
That's what I think will happen.
Do you think he'll go in the women's? Okay.
Just because everyone's saying it.
Aye.
Even though the past 2 years everyone's been saying Ty Dillinger should be number 10. And that
he
happened.
has, yeah.
That one happened.
remember him? No. Yes. So I'm gonna go with, because I can't think of any, and I don't think Omega's gonna make his debut. We know that for a fact, actually. I can't think of anybody else who would make a proper surprise appearance because everyone else is about to be pulled up from NXT or whatever. I think they need to finally have it. Finally, for real, have him come back for make one appearance and have the Shockmaster. Just have him come through, fall flat on his ass, enter the Rumble with his Shockmaster tribute helmet, fall out, he'll just run. No one will touch him. It was everyone's just looking at him, and he'll just fall out, his helmet will come off, and that'll be it.
This will actually be tugboat as well. Do you think you can still do it? You can still do all, like, you can still move.
There's a video on YouTube of Tugboat's 10 top moves. And he can do them all still, believe me.
Oh, right, okay.
There's a corner splash.
I didn't mean...
Can he still hit a moonsault off the top like he used to?
His finishes the it's one of Tubman's out there. It's one of his favourite finishing moves of all time. He gets him in a bear hug and then drops to his knees, and then like slams them while still hands like that.
Is that Tubman's finisher?
Yeah. So he shoots
Right.
him off the ropes, bear hug,
Right.
stood up, and he just drops down to his knees, and then flops forward. So it's like a spine buster, but like from your knees.
But can he get them? Can he get himself over the top rope? Is what I meant, and take a safe bump.
Well, there'll be several men in the ring there waiting to help him out.
Yeah, that's true.
Or maybe he's just got to win.
Yeah,
Is it that?
yeah.
They'll have Sid at ringside. I don't care who you are, boy.
Davey Boy comes back from the dead. He just fell right on his arm.
Davey Boy Smith Jr. is right next to him, hyping up the MLW pay-per-views like flat as ass. Sorry.
Oh, saw him in Japan in a hotel lobby wearing the most ridiculous pair of Zubas I've ever seen. It was amazing. Davey Boy.
I love to have that
Nice.
sort of confidence.
Yeah, they were like orangey purple. They were so orange that they were almost a different color as well. Or were they Zubas? They look more like Gap Year. Anyway, it was weird.
Gap year pants.
As in, they were too baggy. Oh no, Zubas are baggy, aren't they? That's
Yeah.
the very point of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were Zubas.
What's gap year pants?
Like when someone goes in a gap year and comes back with some sort of like...
Oh, I went to Zambia. What am I doing there? Gap year.
Hello, I am Fu Manchu.
No,
from
no.
the 1930s.
I was like going for the gap year, but I
Oh,
tried to
yeah,
say
yeah.
that, but in a full sentence. And I
Oh,
couldn't
you're trying to do like a Tory
gap
voice.
year,
But
but it came out very Japanese, I think. I went to Zambia on my gap year.
I'm literally in
okay, that
Burma.
was better.
Good God, Jesus Christ! My
Next week's Hall of
surprise
Fame picks
entrance,
coffee. Go
my
on.
surprise entrance pick is the one that turned up last year, and it's happened after what you put on Twitter the other day, and it's Vicky Guerrero, and it would.
Oh, hey.
It would,
hey, hoo,
it would
hoo,
breed.
hoo.
It would be another like Dawn of Mr. McMahon, that sort of heel character. She came back. She's deleted the tweet, thankfully. Good blah. If you've not seen it, it's on the internet somewhere. You don't need me to explain it, but bloody hell, it was unexpected
Come
to
on,
say the
She
least.
should come out to Jericho's theme. Kick a wall down as she comes out. Oh no, she wants the walls up.
She wants the walls up.
Oh, right, right.
Break the walls up.
Break the walls down. Excuse me. There you go. We've solved it.
Because her husband was from El Paso. He's not a Mexican hero.
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero's not a Mexican hero.
I'm not getting involved in this.
It's
That's just Ryan Satin.
What?
He said Rey Mysterio Jr. is not a Mexican.
Well, he was.
No,
Fallen.
I was just joking.
Well,
like
he-
the just.
Oh, I thought you were like
It was
representing him.
like that's why the tweet was so unexpected. Was you think of her?
I'd have thought she'd have been like well up
Yeah.
for it.
Well up for it. Cool.
Rey
Let's
Mysterio-
move on to the political
Rey-
discussion
Rey
because it's going to
Mysterio-
get us nowhere
Rey
with the
Mysterio
comments.
is so American, even though he's got Mexico tattooed on his belly. He reps San Diego all the time. Rey Mysterio.
Cool.
San Diego. I've got one.
Please go ahead.
Rey
Please say
Mysterio.
anything.
No.
That's the Mexicans you annoyed now.
It's not a returning one. It's a call up, which isn't
Ooh.
as exciting.
Oh, I hadn't thought about
but
that.
I strongly feel like this person will be called up. I think it'll be Aleister Black. I think he's going to lose to Ciampa, and then be like, right, Here I come in the Royal Rumble. I think he'd be a good one for the Royal Rumble because he's quite dynamic and energetic. Imagine him running down, just bang, kicking
quite
everyone.
flashy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Might do his rope thing and sit down.
Would he run down, or would they have to have the?
Oh yeah,
the-
well they
the-
could do that, and then he walks out, and then does a bit of a. It's a long ramp, isn't it?
Oh god, the ramp's got a kink in it as well.
Oh yeah, it's got a turn.
What did it do?
Bending.
What,
Bending
Ric Flair's
over.
cock's going to be there.
The ramp is modelled after
Sorry.
Ric Flair's cock. It bends to the left. If you come down it,
Aye.
yeah, it does.
Fuck. Oh, gee.
Thank you, the last ever Cultaholic video.
Ruined the Royal Rumble for everybody.
That would be a hell of a surprise entrance. Ric Flair's cock, number 29.
Oh.
Inches.
You'd conducive to hanging up the ropes and saving an elimination, wouldn't it? That sort of.
Oh
bendy.
god.
What am I doing with
What,
my life? here?
oof.
What a car crash end.
Do you think the big tall lads are going to have another cart to get them down?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
they'll have to, wouldn't it? It looks massive. The entrance.
Well, Lars Sullivan can be driving one of them if he has enough anxiety intact.
Oh
He
my
just
Christ.
go around the ring and come back out.
Oh no.
You can't make fun of that.
Oh.
Here comes
no.
Lars. There goes Lars.
A man
Oh, sorry.
minutes away from his biggest debut allegedly had an anxiety attack. What you making
Oh,
fun of?
I'm sorry.
You going all Bill Bear on us or something?
I'm
Bill
sorry.
Burr.
After all the cock references, I mean, I should draw the line.
Bill Burr's one of those, isn't he? That's just like, oh, man up with his Boston accent.
I think Bill
Yes.
Burr's a
Yes,
bit
he is.
fairer than he's given credit for sometimes.
I like him,
Yeah.
but I know he's going to say
I like
daft
him.
things, so
I
it's
like
all
him.
right.
Look at all that Burr.
Wish I had that confidence. So just say what's on my mind.
What's
I'll
been
keep
the last
it-
this?
I'll
What's
keep
been the
it-
last hour?
I keep it all locked up, Maffew.
Ric Flair's dick. Ric Flair's dick. And
So that's it.
no, we're being very sexist. Any surprise
Oh,
women's entrances?
Because Vicky Guerrero is a well-known man.
I thought we were thinking of one each, and I've
Oh, we're doing one for each Rumble. We'll do that one for each
There we go.
Right.
I think
Give
it's
us a
women
minute.
now. Oh, Bull Nicolo, or I don't care.
okay. I'll
Hey, she looks very different these days.
Well, I mean, yeah.
She's lost all of her mass.
Her meat. She's not been in a hub.
Yeah, she's lost all her beef.
Oh. Actually, I haven't seen who's going to be in the Women's Rumble, but it looks like there's a lot more non-regulars. No, wait, I said that wrong. There's a lot more
20
regulars than
I think
there was
there's
last
20,
year.
20 been announced for the women's, which includes no light returns.
Yeah.
So there'll be 10 returns.
Oh, good.
And then 23's been announced for the men's. So there's 7 potential.
Ooh.
I'd like for it to be Candice Michelle after the video that Ross showed Richard the other day.
It should have been in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it
I don't
should
know
have
what
been.
the context is, but Candice Michelle stood there in sort of like a wrestling attire, like it's a catsuit glittery thing. She's on stage with one of those Simon D microphones in her head.
Is it a TED
Mr.
talk or something like that?
It looks like a talk she's giving, and she's going through the injury that ended her career when she falls off the top rope and bangs her head in the ring.
Ooh,
And
Christ.
but she's reenacting it, and it's like
What?
it's like a 10-year-old describing a fight they had at school today to their mum and dad. And I didn't fucking laugh at this because it's like she's describing the move that ended
Yeah,
her career, but the way
yeah.
she does it, she's like, and she goes for this, and then wha-bam, and then we'll do this, and then she gets up on the chair, and she's just going for it
Just
completely.
like doing like karate moves and
It's
that.
just an amazing
It's very
performance.
strange.
You need to see it because I can't do it justice. It's better than anything she did in wrestling from a performance standpoint. Oscar worthy.
Yeah.
It's like wow, bam, bam, and then wow.
Have you got a...
So like The Rock told him midway through a pro. Whatcha?
It's amazing. So well done, Candice Michelle.
Well done,
got a-
Candice.
a
Hope you
male
well.
end?
Oh God, I can't think. Hardcore Holly.
Okay.
Oh,
It's,
yes.
It's recently been 10 years since he was released, so what more of a natural time to bring back the prodigal son?
Best dropkick in the business. Screw a Carter. Never heard of you.
Right. Wow. Randy
Thank
Orton's
you,
got
Jack,
some-
for
No,
being
Randy
funny.
Orton's got some words to say about that as well. He's got a beautiful dropkick.
Yeah, I won't follow him on Twitter, so who cares? Thank you very much for joining us for the Cultaholic Video Podcast, which will never end.
Yeah, that's right.
Ever.
We can go longer now because we've got one camera, which means less edit time.
Then,
What?
now, forever.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's listening at this point. So, sod yous all. Thank you for the money. I've been Maffew. Please follow me at Maffew, MAFFEWGREGG, for that is my name on Twitter.
I'm Jack the Jobber.
At Ross on Wrestling.
Patreon.com/Cultaholic. Mailbag at cultaholic.com.
And if you love Royal Rumble related videos, then you'll love the next few days and the week after that. These boys will hate it, but they're sweating blood and tears
I'm quite
for
tired.
your enjoyment.
Yes.
So thank you very much for joining
My
us.
favourite event. It's my favourite time of the year.
Love it.
It's the best pay-per-view
Love
of
the
the year.
Rumble.
Half wrestling, half game show, all fun, sod off, join us.
Bye bye.
Yes.